Hey, how's everybody going? You're here with Kylie, Australia's emotional eating coach, and I'm here to empower you to take control of your relationship with food, create that body and a life that you love more than chocolate because you get to do it all deliciously on your terms. If you are joining me here live on this fabulous Friday morning, throw me an emoji in the comments box. Let me know that you're here. Throw me some likes and some loves because we are rounding out our week of dealing with self-sabotage. I was going to say we're rounding out our week of self-sabotage, but we're not actually doing the self-sabotage. We're trying to figure out how to eliminate the self-sabotage. So thank you so much. Michelle's here. Alice, how you going, honey? It's so great to see you here. Thank you. Thank you so much. I was just like, I went to hit live on the camera and, it didn't work. And I'm just sitting here laughing at myself. I'm like, how did I get so lucky? My life is so freaking amazing. So I'm loving seeing you all drop on. Thank you so much. And as we round out our week of dealing with self-sabotage, today we're going to touch on the subject of being selfish. Ashley, how are you going? Because nobody, especially as women, we don't like to be classed as selfish. No, that is generally not considered a good thing for someone to go, you're so selfish. But I want us to sort of take a different angle on it today. Lisa, how are you going, honey? So great to have you here, Rachel. Yeah, I want us to take a different angle today when we look at the word selfish. And is it a bad thing or a good thing to be selfish? Because really, nothing means anything apart from the meaning you give it. You know that. We've discussed that many times. So you get to decide now whether being selfish is a good thing or a bad thing, because here's the conclusion I've come to. It is not only perfectly fine for you to be selfish in certain aspects of your life, it is your duty to be selfish in certain aspects of your life. Why am I saying this? Let me roll it out for you. Because if you don't, if you just give, you end up depleted. And what happens then? How can you fill yourself up when you have no more time, no more energy, you're completely exhausted? How? Lay it out for me. You know what we do. Throw it in the comments box and tell me. We eat mass amounts. Self-sabotage. Hello, there it is, right there in your face once again. And you're thinking, oh, I don't understand why I'm doing this. I don't know what's wrong with me, and because, well, meanwhile, you've given to everybody else in your world, in your universe, on your list. These are people you love. I'm not talking about, just random. It happens at work with people that you maybe don't love, but you have a duty there that, tasks and things you have to perform. Give. You've got family. Give. Friends, give. People calling you, texting you, asking you, can you help me out? Okay. Give. What about you? What about you? Where do you factor into the equation of your own life? Where does your happiness, your joy, your pleasure come from? Because if you don't step up and decide to slot yourself in to the pleasure factory of your own life, where the heck else do you think you're going to get that pleasure from? It's not just going to magically drop out of the sky and ding, you're going to be happy like Tinkerbell tinks you on the head and, magically you're just deliriously happy, full of energy, verve, everything's fantastic. No. It just doesn't roll out like that. You have to get selfish. It is time for you to step up and decide, yeah, it's all right for me. Not only is it all right for me to be selfish, it is my duty to be selfish. Not all the time. You don't need to be brushing people off and saying, no, I'm going for a day spa for 2 weeks. I cannot take you to your doctor's appointment or whatever it is. That's important, right? Think about it. But it is perfectly fine and normal for you to spend an entire day, if you so desire. It is your life, after all. Maybe you want to just chill and watch TV. Maybe you want to watch Netflix all day. Maybe you want to lie out in the sun if the weather is nice. Maybe you just want to chill and read a book. Maybe you want to sleep in. I'm not talking about being lazy. I'm not talking about disrespecting other people and their needs. I'm simply saying that you are just as important, and in your own world, the most important person that matters in your world. If you do not fill up yourself and give yourself some time and energy and kindness and love and support, then that is selfish, because now you have nothing left to give anybody else. So really, how do you want to look at it? What is being selfish? Is being selfish giving to everybody else so there's nothing left for you? Or is it filling yourself up so that you have something that you actually can give to other people that's worthwhile, that matters, that is coming from the heart instead of coming from a place of, okay, I guess I'm better, leaving you depleted, you down, you feeling like, I can't believe everybody this, that, and the other, and there is no time for me. How do you think you're going to claw back any pleasure for yourself when you feel like there's no other quick fix, no other way to get it, and you need it now really desperately, of course you're going to eat. Of course you're going to self-sabotage. Of course you will. What else is there for us as women? You know, when we deal with the emotional eating and all that kind of thing, the quickest, fastest, best way that we know how to get like an inkling of pleasure into our life is just to eat, really. Please. Of course it is. So to everybody who is celebrating Thanksgiving today, if you're just dropping on live here, BJ, Mema, Jenna, it's so great to Jade. It's so awesome to have you here. Thank you so much. My camera is on the weirdest angle because of this new stretched out screen that Facebook has done, which I have, you know, voiced all this week, complained because I don't like it. I don't like it. I liked it when it was square because now I can't quite see your comments. I can't see. Remember, I can see you there. Yeah, so thank you so much. Remember's created a new hashtag for me. Get selfish, baby. I love that hashtag. Yes, let's use it. Get selfish, baby. If you're just dropping on live here now, we are talking about not only is it okay to be selfish, it's selfish not to be selfish. If you don't take some time and space to replenish yourself, you will have nothing left to give anybody else. Nothing that matters anyway, because you'll be doing things out of obligation, duty, just to tick it off a list, but not because you actually care or give a rat's about what you're actually doing there. No. So we want to come at our duties, the things we have to perform, both for other people and ourselves, from a place of want to, not have to. Want to, not have to. Excited about it, not something that I just got to tick off the list so that I can get on with other stuff. Your life should be, like I said at the beginning, a pleasure factory of delight. And if it is not, then it is your duty to step up and find out what areas are lacking. Because if you don't, you will sabotage any progress that you're making with your body, with your weight loss goals, with any of those types of things. You will turn to food. OMG, of course you will. It would be ridiculous not to. What else are you going to do? There is just no other way to replenish our, our joy factors as quickly as we can with food. And unless and until you decide that there needs to be some pre-work done so that you don't fall into that trap time and time again, you will just continue the cycle over and over and over, as you hear me say. So, Kristen, thank you so much. It's so great, awesome to have you all here. Thank you to everybody who's joining me here today. So this is where we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. We are rounding out our week of dealing with self-sabotage. We've covered so many different angles of the self-sabotage cycle this week that if you didn't get something out of this week that's going to help you, then go back and watch every live stream. So there's going to be, including today, there's 5 of them. Every single week we have a topic. This week's topic or theme was self-sabotage. And I want to come at you. I mean, really, the live streams that I share with you, they're like what somebody else would offer that as their paid content course. I'm like, no, we need this information all the time, every day. So I'm coming at you 5 days a week, giving you these tips and this information because I know it is. I get messages every day from, Facebook messages from girls going, oh my gosh, you've changed my life. Thank you so much for your live streams. I'm like, you are so welcome, because there is nobody else out there that is doing this for us. We're just left to muddle around on our own in the wilderness horror of our own brain going, what is wrong with me? Why can't I figure this out? Why do I keep self-sabotaging? Why do I, every time I move, 3 steps forward, I take 55 steps backwards? We can't figure it out. Well, I'm here to help you figure it out every step of the way, every day. There's another new little Disney rhyme for you all. So, thank you so much, Kristen. Hey, love, how you going, babe? It is so, so awesome. I love spending my days with you every day. I get so excited. Every time I hit live, I'm like, yes, get to hang out with my friends. So to everybody who is loving and sharing these posts, please do go ahead and continue to do that. I'm sending you so much chocolate-coated love because you hear me say it every day. I'm coming up with the rhymes all the time. You hear me say every day. As you step up and empower yourself to step into the fullness of who you are, then you give somebody else permission to do the same. If we don't do that and we all continue to shrink ourselves down, nothing will ever change. Nothing will change in your life. Nothing will change in anybody else's life. This is part of a global movement is what we're doing here. This is not just about you getting a few little tips here and there and then nicking off and implementing them into your life and hoping that you get some success. This is a global movement. We have a responsibility to help not only ourselves, but every other person on the planet. There are people that need this information. If we don't like, love, and share, they're going to continue to struggle the way that I previously did, the way that you might be now. And there is always a doorway and an avenue out. That's what I want to really share with you today. There's always a doorway and an avenue out, which is why I also wanted to mention to you, as I have been mentioning this week, that if you have been struggling with this, if this sounds like OMG, the story of my life sort of thing, you're thinking, oh, she's got my number. I cannot figure out why. You know, if I've been struggling with if you've been struggling with your relationship with food, seriously, for any length of time is way too long. Send me a private message. I have positions open for private one-on-one coaching now because, you know, we are here in my little section of the world, 25th of November. There is 4 weeks left to Christmas. I know so many of you are celebrating Thanksgiving today. I'm sending you huge amounts of love. There is 4 weeks left to Christmas. There is really only now just over 5 weeks left to the close of the calendar year. And there is just no more time for fooling around with this. Like, there's really no reason to put off your happiness for one more day. That's the way I like to see it. So many of us start to freak out now at this time of year, and we're just like, it doesn't matter now. It's gone too far. I'll just leave it until January and I'll deal with it then. But really, if you do that, if that is your mental attitude, that's self-sabotage at its finest. That is self-sabotage at its finest. If you looked up self-sabotage in the dictionary, if you Googled it, I reckon Wikipedia would say all the women in the world who give up somewhere through November, December and decide they're going to deal with it in January. That's self-sabotage. You'd find pictures of me from previous years. I'm quite certain I would be there with my face glaring, because self-sabotage, I was the master at self-sabotage. I could spin any excuse in my mind to justify anything I wanted to justify when it came to eating and food and putting off the things that I knew were so important to my heart. I was in a body previously that was 20 kilos heavier than I am now. I was so desperately uncomfortable. Many days I just spent in tears crying. And I know one of my friends here is BJ. One of my friends is here live. And I love this guy so much. In a previous job that we were working together, he pulled me aside one day and he really called me out on my BS. And he's like, listen, we hear you here in the office. We hear you carrying on and on. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take better care of my body. He goes, and then we watch you go eat donuts. We've got your number. We know what you're up to. You're fake. And I was like, oh, I am fake. I could not believe it. But I needed that wake-up call. I needed somebody to call me out on my own games that I was playing with myself. I wasn't being true to myself. I wasn't being honest with myself. And I certainly was the only person stealing my success away from me. Nobody else was doing it. Nobody. It wasn't Krispy Kreme's problem. You know, it wasn't Cadbury's problem. It wasn't Lindt Chocolate's problem. I was the person that was doing it to myself, and I couldn't face it. So I kept blaming everything around me. Circumstances aren't right. Timing isn't right. Oh, I've got this party this weekend. Definitely can't do it now. Oh, you know, somebody has given me a cake. I've got to eat it. I will offend them if I don't. Everything was pushed external. It was always something that I couldn't take control of. So, you know, poor me. I kept that cycle going for years, and eventually the record wore out, right? Like, had so many scratches across it that I was like, I'm just not going to play this game anymore. And that was when I finally decided to step up, and everything changed. So if this sounds like you, send me a private message. As I said, there are positions open now for private one-on-one coaching, because there is no reason for you to step into January 2017 still at the weight and the body that you're in right now if you're not comfortable there. And certainly you don't want to allow yourself to be gaining between now and the close of the year. It's just not necessary. It's not necessary. Step into your power now. Don't put off the things that you can do today. I mean, you know, it's very cliche, but what is the point? Unless there is something phenomenal that you're going to gain from it, that's so amazing. Like if I gain weight between now and then, or if I just completely forget about all my needs and my requirements between now and then, I'm going to be so much happier. Fine. If you're convinced you're going to be so much happier, do it. But if there's any, you know, inkling that deep inside you think, I strongly suspect that I will not be happier if I start January, you know, in a body that I'm really not comfortable in, just send me a message and we can talk. Because there is always, as I said earlier, there is always a way out. There is always a way out. So I'm sending you all crazy amounts of love. Thank you so much, Annie. It's so great to see you here. Thank you to everybody. Sarah, oh, Sarah's in the house. It's so great to have you here. Rachel, yeah, it's because of these live streams that I decided to join Ditch the Diet, boot camp, and it has changed my life. Thank you so much, babes. You're such a gem. The girls and the women that I work with, whether it's private clients, whether it's people in, whether you've joined or have ever considered joining one of my online programs, I'm not the person that has 55 different billion programs for people to join. I only have a few key signature programs because they're life-changing. They're life-changing. So I stick with what I know absolutely works, and the ones that phenomenally will, if you have weight to lose, you definitely lose it, because I don't fool around. I demand results, and I have developed the programs that will do that, and that is what we do as well in the private coaching. Yeah, so thank you so much, Kristen. It's so awesome to have you all here. Thank you to everybody. And once again, as I said, please do go ahead and like, love, and share. As you share this and step into your power, you join the global movement to help somebody else do the same thing. I am wishing you all a fabulous, for everybody who's celebrating Thanksgiving, I'm wishing you a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you have a glorious weekend. I cannot wait to see you again on Monday. If you have any questions or comments, throw them in the boxes below. I will be back to play with you later. Until then, sending you big, big amounts of chocolate-coated love, and I will catch you all next week for a new theme, new week, new theme. I will see you all then, sexy people. Bye for now.